You're kidding. They're almost like the Sphinx in Egypt. Oh, getting my belly. Oh, what a cracker of a day. Good morning, 6 a.m, 9 degrees. We've made it to Kilcoy. Gee, there's a lot of fog around here. It's just one of those areas. It's usually like this early in the mornings. Anyway, I'm doing a solo trip to Toowoomba to catch up with a few old mates, a few lads. No, don't be silly. I'm not going up there to see the flowers. Far out. Who drives to Toowoomba to look at flowers? I'm going to spend one night in Toowoomba and then I'm going to head southwest and stay one night at Leyburn. I think I'm going to go and find myself a bakery and get a nice warm sippy and something yummy to eat. Oh yes, get in my belly. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Nice. Watch out for those yowies at Yowie Park. Anyway, we're going to make our way to Esk and then up to Ravensbourne National Park, and we'll go up that way because it's just more scenic. Oh, it's even colder here. It's 8 degrees. You know, I really do like these road trips. There's nothing better than just hitting the open road, putting your foot down, getting to unleash 120 kilowatts of mighty power from the cannon. Although 120 kilowatts doesn't sound very exciting. It sounds like you're reading a power bill. What about horsepower? That would equate to 160 horsepower. Starting to make our way up the mountain. Oh geez, these roadworks are bad. They put all this gravel down and they don't even sweep. It's all the loose rocks, real sticky, and they just flick up all over your car and stick inside your mudguards. Horrible. I remember this Hampton Esk road back in the early 90s. It used to be single lane bitumen, and obviously when another car was coming, all you'd have to do was just slow down and move over to the side of the road into the dirt and rocks. It was never much fun in the rain. Half the car would be slipping and sliding, the other half would be on the bitumen trying to grab traction. Oh, what a cracker of a day. We've had a week of rain at the sunny coast, so it's just been horrible. But this kind of makes up for it. Not a bad spot up here. I reckon it's been about a year since I've been here. Surprised there's nobody else up here. It's just me, myself and Rob. Everyone else must be working, being a Friday. Somehow managed to have the day off. We're going to start to make our way down towards Cressbrook Dam, which is one of the 3 dams that supply water to the Toowoomba area. This is all deer country here. There's a big camping ground down at the dam, and if you camp there some nights you can actually hear the male deers, the stags, they're calling out and roaring to the females. And we've even seen deer here at times running up and down the banks. So you just got to keep your eyes peeled. You never know if you come down here and for a day trip or even a camp. You can actually have boats down here as well. You're allowed to do some boating on the dam, which is really good. We'll go down and check it out. Check out all the campers, check out the camping sites. They have nice toilets there, showers. They're flushing toilets, you know, hot showers, so it's pretty good. I've camped at worse spots. Can get quite busy though at holiday times. I recommend coming midweek personally, but that's just me. Some people love the crowds. Gee, it certainly looks dry around here. I'll tell you what, it never rains here. And the dam itself, I don't know, there's not a lot of catchment area, so you really need a lot of rainfall in a small catchment area to put water in here. I guess that's why they built that pipeline from Ivanhoe Dam all the way to here. It's kind of redundant though. I think it's only been used once, and that was just for a trial. So we're coming into the camp area here. Usually you get some really large grey kangaroos just resting about. They're normally hopping through here. You get a lot of wallabies too. It's not a bad little layout. But it seems pretty quiet here at this time. Here are the showers, toilets. Oh, they look pretty good. Nice and clean. A little setup there. Oh, it's nice on the bike here as well. Good to do a nice day trip. I don't know about the water there though, it's a little bit low actually. There's a kangaroo there. Where is it? There it is, down there between the trees. Not doing too much. It's only a little baby one though. Some of those greys, they'll be 6+ feet tall when you see them. They'll stand up and you take a step back. Anyway, you can go around to the other side, more so over there. If you take the other road where you come in, that's where the boat ramp is. There's a little kids play area. They have drop toilets there, so they're not much fun. These ones up here at the campsites are flushing, so a lot cleaner, a lot safer for the little kids. You won't lose them in the drop toilet. This is a day use area here. A little bit of a playground. Well, that playground's been the same for about 20 years. Drop toilets. Come down to the boat ramp. Tell you what, it's not a bad day today. But yeah, definitely getting a bit low in water. Anyway, got the spillway down there, over yonder. You can't drive down there for whatever reason. Oh, a pelican. You can see a pelican right over there. I don't know if you can zoom in and see it. Where is it? There it is. Little pelican just chilling out. So we're coming into Perseverance Dam. which is the second dam that feeds Toowoomba and surrounding areas. It looks pretty low too, actually. But oh, you can see how dry it is. I know they've had a few heavy frosts here, but super dry. Oh, this is an open spillway in this dam too. Have a look. All the water just flows under and then goes down that slippery dip and flows down into Cressbrook Dam where we just were, and then from Cressbrook Dam it makes its way into the Brisbane River down around, comes in before Wivenhoe. Here's another bit of a look at the dam, which yeah, sure is quite low. And then as you drive over the dam wall, you can see over the other side. Don't look down, it's a long way down. Oh, bikers here taking some pics. Awesome roads for motorbikes too. Oh, I remember one of these massive rainfalls. There was a huge stone here, a boulder. It was the size, I think it was there. It was the size of a shed. It fell down and had the road blocked for months. It took them a while to clean it up and then rebuild the road. It's pretty cool to see. I actually came down and had a look. Anyway, we'll wind our way back up towards the back of Crow's Nest. I'm not going to go into Crow's Nest. We'll go through the Pechey State Forest, the pine forest. It's really nice through there. I used to catch a school bus and a long time ago I used to drive through there every day. Never really appreciate it when you're a kid in the school bus. You're like, oh, this sucks, this is boring. But after the daily grind at work, people, traffic, when you come out here, it's quite nice. It's a breath of fresh air, actually. Crow's Nest, 3 kilometres to the right. No, I'm not going to Crow's Nest today. Spent a few years at school there, in high school. We'll go up through Pechey, it's a lot nicer to drive. Well, we made it to Toowoomba. Obviously we're just north of the town. That's east, so that's heading back towards Brisbane. Obviously behind me is the water treatment plant here at Mount Kynoch. Fun fact, most of Toowoomba's drinking water is actually from the Great Artesian Basin. Those 2 dams from before plus Kubi Dam, they don't really use them much anymore. They're just stagnant water now, and once they get too low they get blue-green algae, so they stop the pumping from the dams altogether. But anyway, the water comes here, gets processed, and flows into the town. So there's a little bit of the old quarry there at Prince Henry. You can actually go down there and have a bit of a sticky beak. They have mountain bike tracks, etc. Anyway, it's not a bad little spot here. I remember before they cordoned it all off with these bollards, years ago you used to be able to drive down. There was a couple of tracks. Before all that vegetation had grown, you just remember coming here with your mates at night, listening to music and having a good time. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, now parking's limited and the vegetation's grown, so you can't really see much of the lights at night. If you have a look down there, you can see the second range crossing. That's the big concrete viaduct. So it obviously comes from the east. There's a big bridge, tunnels under a narrow section and then heads out. I was born in Sydney, Surrey Hills, Redfern area, but moved up here with the parents in 91. So I've spent about 31 years in Toowoomba and the Darling Downs area. So unfortunately I know the area very well. Day 2. We left Toowoomba, we said goodbye to all the boys, and we're going to make our way southwest towards Pittsworth. Catch up with some people here and then leave later tonight and head to our accommodation at Leyburn. There's meant to be some nice little cabins there, pretty much next door to the hotel at Leyburn, so I guess we'll check it out when we get there tonight. Jeez, it's lonely out this way. I don't normally get caught out driving late at night, but yeah, we're having a good old chin wag at a mate's place. And yeah, it's dark. So I've left Pittsworth, I'm on my way to Leyburn, and reminds me of the importance of having bull bars and vehicle protection. I don't have any of that obviously, so I've been driving very slow and steady, because yeah, a good wildlife strike will definitely ruin your road trip, or your holiday and your vehicle. So, and it's pretty unsafe. It's just a matter of taking it easy, taking it slow. Good lights, spotlights, light bars. Although the old Canon, it has pretty good high beams, but yeah, obviously nothing compared to a decent light. So if you're doing a lot of traveling at night, especially dusk till dawn, a lot of animal activity, like now. Oh, getting my belly, lamb shank, y'all. Oh, look, a dessert menu. Now we're talking. Oh, that lamb shank was so good, but I am a sucker for a cheesecake. Good morning, day 3, home time. Worst luck, that's okay. All good things must come to an end. That was a hotel we had dinner last night. So these little cabins are just across the road. It was a really nice day actually. They're really cozy inside. There's a little little wallaby I think, just behind the bushes down there. There's so many little roos and wallabies hopping around town. It's really cool, it's funny. Just jumping around. Pretty quiet little place. Tell you what, it's pretty cold. Anyway, let's have a quick brekkie and hit the road, I reckon. This cabin was just right for one night. It was quite cozy, had everything we needed. Nice little decorations. Pretty mad tiles on the floor. Anyway, let's pack up and get going. There is just roadkill all over the road. There's a giant roo over there. Look at it, here it goes. Ready, set, straight across the road. I wouldn't want to hit that bad boy. Look at all the roos here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow, someone's hit a boar. You're kidding. I have seen these things destroy a coach. They are like hitting a stone. If you hit one of those, your car is finished. Absolutely destroyed. I just saw a car doing probably 120 here before. No bull bar, no protection. If you hit one of those, it'll probably destroy your front wheel. You'd probably leave the road if you're unlucky. Anything can happen. So be very careful out on these roads. I grew up out west, so this is sort of second nature to me, but I'm just telling a lot of others that aren't familiar. They just cruise down the highway thinking there's no problem. Next minute, you're in hospital, dead, anything can happen. Okay, eastbound and down. Oh, you know, when in Rome, we might check out Leslie Dam while we're here. It's the main water supply for Warwick and the surrounding area. This is a spillway over here. Obviously, when the dam fills up, I have been here when it's almost 100%. And the spillway wasn't open though. but those valves down there were open, and the water, you've never seen anything like it. It was just spraying like something you've never seen before, and the noise was so loud. It was just a spectacle to see. I couldn't imagine what it's like when the actual gates are open and the water's just absolutely pouring down. Obviously, you couldn't get here because that little causeway we went through would be completely underwater. A lot of wildlife here. Little wallaby over there. A couple little ducks, little mallards, whatever they are. Anyway, we'll go up the top and see how much water's in there, I suppose. It's warmed up a little bit, so that's not too bad. Gee, these things are pretty cool. They're almost like the Sphinx in Egypt. It's in Egypt, isn't it? Okay, we made it to the top. Ooh la la, it's so pretty. Wowzers. There's a camping area over there as well, right over in the distance. Obviously, you can boat on here as well, so if you want a nice, quiet camp, this probably wouldn't be the place. But yeah, if you have a boat, and do some water activities, pretty cool. There's a fair bit of water here. You'd have to be getting close to full. Anyway, very scenic, very nice, especially this time of day. Spider webs on the fence. Enough of the tarantulas. There is another dam further south. It's called the Storm King Dam. It supplies water for Stanthorpe and that region further south. I think it even goes as far as Tenterfield. One thing I really love about these inland towns is their old church buildings. They are just incredible, some of them. They're so old and they're just incredible. We have made Warwick. I think the fuel here is quite cheap compared to Brisbane and even the sunny coast, so, well, according to Petrol Spy app. So I'm going to fill up, and I won't have to fill up when I get home. I think premium diesel was meant to be $2.43. Premium diesel. You're paying more just so you don't get the froth. You actually get a lot quicker, better fill with the premium because it doesn't froth like normal diesel, but it's the same fuel. Just has like an anti-frothing agent. Oh, here's another cool building. I love the old church buildings. Actually, Lismore has many, many churches that are built with stone and quite tall and very old. The Glen Innes, a lot of those places. The church bells are ode to joy. I'm not sure if you can hear that. That's awesome. Love it. Alright, so we're going to leave Warwick. We're going to make our way to Killarney. And then we're going to try and get down to the Condamine River Road. So I've had a look online on the council website. The road should be open. After heavy rain, it's almost impassable. The water's flowing pretty hardcore. The road gets washed away, so they close the road to repair it. But today, it should be open, so we'll go and have a bit of a sticky beak. All these mountain ranges are part of the Great Divide, obviously. Behind all that, Mount Superbus is one of the tallest peaks in southeast Queensland, I'm pretty sure. There was an old bomber that crashed up there, and there's a fair hike apparently. It's pretty extreme. I haven't done it, but I've heard from others. And you can go up there, and I think the fuselage is still up there. So you can go and check it out if you're that way inclined. We are in downtown Killarney. They have an annual winter festival here and they dress up all the trees in knitted scarves and robes and jumpers and things. It's pretty cool. If we continue straight, we'll end up going to the Queen Mary Falls. Nice camping spot there actually at the caravan park. But we're going to go back and take the Condamine River Road. There are so many nice roads to take from here back to the Cunningham Highway. You don't have to go through Warwick. You take all the old settler routes, the old Cobb & Co routes. You can go through Yangang, Emu Vale, Tanny Moral, Freestone, and I'll take you back to the Cunningham Highway, basically just west of the Cunningham's Gap, where you go down the range to head to Boonah and Arachula. So highly recommended. Really nice drive through there, or ride. Anyway, we're going to head east now, basically following the New South Wales border all the way to Carney's Creek, and that'll take us out to Boonah or Athdownie. We'll decide which way we'll go once we get down there. Okay, let's go. This road joins up with the Queen Mary Falls Road. There's an intersection at the end of the river crossings. So you can go right back to Queen Mary Falls, back into Killarney, or you can continue on to Boonah. This really is a beautiful place. There really isn't many places where you can actually cross a river 14 times. So the Condamine River snakes through the valley and the road basically goes straight through it. So it's quite special, it's quite pretty here. I have been here many times in the Big Bad Patrol. I remember coming through here with a few mates. It would have been just on dusk. And I'll get to the story shortly, but going to water crossings and wading depths. Obviously a lot of these four-wheel drives have a wading depth of, 6, 7, 800 mil, whatever it may be. But wading is going through still water very slowly. It's not actually full send. Full send water depth is very different. We came across one of these creek crossings and there was might have been a D22 Nissan Navara, I'm not sure. It was a four-wheel drive, but it was stopped completely in the middle of the creek. And there was a young bloke there and he reckons he was getting a bit spirited. He had a couple of young girls in the car, probably trying to impress them. The whole car was completely covered in grass and, water and mud and silt. So he'd been having a bit of fun going through these creek crossings. Anyway, no snorkel, and we had a look under the bonnet And basically with that type of Navara, the air intake was just behind the headlight, and the headlights were sort of quite low, and it was just a big opening. So coming through the water at high speed, it obviously created either a bow wave or, you know, got a lot of water up inside that air intake, and the motor seized, it locked up. He'd been trying to start it for a while, and obviously it wouldn't start because, yeah, it was buggered. We pulled the air filter out and I remember the air filter weighed about 1 kilo and it was just completely full of water. Like, mate, this thing's dead. But we helped tow him all the way back into Warwick. So I reckons he had some mates at a workshop there, and at least we got him out of trouble. That was a good thing. But anyway, these things happen. Let's get going. I wonder how good the diff breathers are on these things. I guess we'll find out at the next service. Tell you what, there's some big rocks. I'm sure glad to put that fuel filter cover on, that bash plate underneath. Tell you what, the scenery here is just awesome. So this is just absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. So this little Condamine river, you think it's basically a trickle or a little creek. It ends up going all the way out west through Pittsworth where we were, Cecil Plains, continues out the other side of Dalby, right out, and it meets the Murray River. And as you know, the Murray ends up all the way to the ocean. I think it's at the bottom of South Australia, anyway, the bottom of the country. So what is crazy is the water will find a downhill path from here pretty much across most of the country. So it just continues downhill, obviously, being water. It will never go uphill, and it just keeps going and going and going from basically southeast Queensland to the bottom of Australia. So when you put that into perspective, it's pretty incredible. Nature is pretty wild. So I'm not sure if you can see in the distance, we've got Teviot Falls right over there. It's fairly coming down, but I'll try and zoom in a little bit, see if you can see it. There's not a lot of water, but it is flowing. It is quite nice. Obviously, we're at the top of the mountains now. We're going to be heading down, 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 all the way down into Boonah. So absolutely spectacular view from here. The camera never does it any justice. You really have to come and have a look for yourself. You're not going to believe I have actually brought a full-size triaxle coach with a seniors group on tour here. Unbelievable. I think I get PTSD from it. I had been up this road before in the patrol with a big camper trailer, and I knew it was pretty tight and pretty steep, but we used to take these coaches everywhere. Bunya Mountains, up at O'Reilly's at Gold Coast there, the Lamington National Park. Anyway, I said to the company, I said, are you sure you can get a coach down there? Because from memory, it was pretty nasty, very steep and very tight. Yeah, sure, they said. No worries, we've done it many times in the past. Well, okay. Anyway, I came down and yeah, I almost didn't make it around one of the corners. I had about 2 inches from the guardrail, and I had the back wheels almost brushing the rock bank on the other side. and then I was going down a very sharp left hairpin, and the front left skid was actually grinding on the road as I was coming around the bend. I have to admit, I am quite experienced. I have been driving coaches and buses for nearly 11 years now, all over Australia, so I've been and seen a lot of crazy stuff, but this definitely takes the cake. They've put up these signs of recent times, but anyway, at least I can say I did it. I came, I saw, I conquered. Thank God for that. Otherwise, if I got stuck in the coach up there, that would have been an epic fail. Well, I just finished playing Good Samaritan. Coming down here, there's absolutely no phone signal, middle of nowhere, and there was a young family there with 2 little kids. They pulled over to have a bit of a wee stop on the side of the road, and the car spluttered and stalled and wouldn't restart apparently. So I had a bit of a look at it. It was pretty low on water, had oil, checked a few things, topped it up with water again. It seemed to start. I carry a quite extensive tool bag with me as well, so again, usually I use it on other people's vehicles. Same with my heavy duty snatch strap. I've never actually used it on my own car, but I've had to help a lot of other people. So if I can help someone out, get them home, mate, I've had a good day. But yeah, it just pays to have a few little basic tools and water and whatever else you may require to maybe get you out of trouble. Always carry fuses, wire, emergency tape, silicone. You just never know. It might just be a simple fix. But again, they had no phone signal, and neither did I. So, you know, they didn't have a UHF. They couldn't call out to anyone. So, yeah, lucky I came past and gave them a helping hand. We're coming into Boonah shortly. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. I'm going to pull up and have a bit of an early lunch, and then I'll just take the Cunningham Highway all the way back into Brisbane and back home. Rob, the Cannon, how has Rob been? Seriously, this car is just awesome. It is so comfortable, it is so smooth over the rough roads. It's so quiet. Just put your music on, AC, it's very comfortable. Obviously, me being a power junkie, I definitely would prefer a little bit more horsepower, especially out on the highway. It's a good little engine, nice and torquey, but if you want to do a bit of overtaking, especially with a trailer, yeah, probably not really recommended unless you have a bit of a run-up, because it does run out of puff. Again, it's just a little output engine. Good little engine, it's nice and quiet, and it just lugs along perfectly. There's no issue with it. Personally, I like a bit more grunt, but I didn't buy the car for performance. I just bought it because it's so far reliable, comfortable, and does everything we want it to do. Well, I hope you enjoyed this 3-day road trip. Until next time, see you later.